Hi, this is Joyce at the Pilkington Homestead. Today is Saturday. I have been busy running around in town and I bought 7 more chickens. Just got 12 into the baby pen and bought 7. So I called John and I said, John, don't get rid of my boxes. I'm bringing home more chickens. And I heard nothing on the line. And I was like, oh no, I'm so in trouble. Nothing. And then all of a sudden I could hear laughing. And he was sitting there laughing at me because I can't seem to go to town. And if there's a chicken anywhere, I buy it. So I have 7 new babies. Little bitty babies. But anyway, today I am making the best hamburger and macaroni casserole you have ever had. It is so good and it's so easy. And you start off with 1 pound of hamburger. And you take 1/2 small onion and you add to it. And then you cook it until the hamburger is done. So it takes a little while to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and cook the hamburger and then I'll be right back. So I'm back and my meat is done. And it really smells good. I love the smell of onions cooking. It's almost one of my favorite smells. Okay, so the hamburger is finished. Next thing we need to do is put 8 ounces of cream cheese in the hamburger. And I'm going to move it, just kind of cut it up and let it dissolve in the hamburger meat. And I'm going to put 3/4 cup milk. And I'm going to just take and stir this until it's completely dissolved. And I'll have to do this just for a little while. So I'll come back as soon as this is done and show you what it looks like. So I've got this mixed up and look how good that looks. I can't pick it, I don't want to spill it. Okay. So now you're going to add 1/4 cup of pimentos. 1 can of whole kernel corn, and I drained it. 1½ teaspoons of salt. And I don't really measure the pepper because this is something everybody has a different idea of what they like about pepper. I've been told that pepper is a spice and that you use it as a spice. That's what they told me when I was in school. Well, I always thought pepper was something that you covered your food in. So that was a whole new theory for me. So I had to learn to cut back on my pepper. So pepper is something that is to your taste. So however much you think you want of pepper, put that in. And then I'm going to stir this up a little bit. And you're going to put in 8 ounces of already cooked macaroni. Now, you could use any type of macaroni that you wanted to use. That's my oven. You want your oven at 350. So you can use any kind of macaroni you want. If you wanted if you wanted something else, you could definitely use that. But this is hamburger and macaroni. Woo! This is going to be full. Okay. So, I'm going to fix this. I have more than my pan can handle. I will be back in just a minute. I went and got a bigger skillet because I should have started with this. Remember me saying that I can never match the amount of food to the bows or whatever. I am challenged at that. So I went and got a bigger skillet. And now I'm moving it around, getting it mixed up. And I want you to know, this looks so good. Once you do that and put that in there, doesn't it look like you have a really good cream sauce? It looks delicious. So now what I will do is I'm going to put it in a casserole. Well, this is what I consider a casserole pan. This is actually my mother's pan. And she always used this for cakes. She made some of the best cakes. And so she used this for cakes, and she used it for casseroles. And I just inherited it, and I use it. And I think of her every time I do. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the pan. And I wish you could smell this. It really smells so good. Okay. And this makes a lot. You would think with those ingredients that it doesn't sound like you're making a lot. But this is a big casserole. And you know it will freeze. There's just 2 of us in this house. And I have never learned to cut down on how I cook. You would think I would learn to by this point. But I have never figured that out. So I always end up making a lot more than we can eat. And I take it, and I have a Super Saver. I guess I shouldn't say that. Use the name brand. But I have one, and I always put portions and suck them up so that they won't get icy, and put them in the freezer, because then John and I, on nights when we don't have time, we will just pop one out and eat it. And it just makes it so handy if there's only 2 people in the house. Now, if you're young and you were like me when I was young and had all these kids at home, this would never make it to the freezer. It would be gone. And the boys, because I had boys, they would say, "Is that it?" I can't believe, how does boys eat so much? I can't figure it out. And they were not, they were skinny. Where does it go? I do not know. I'm sorry. I got off the path. But anyway, so I'm putting this in here. And I've got a cup of cheese. And I'm just going to put it on. You could leave the cheese off if you wanted to. But I just always think casseroles just look nice when they have that cheese on top and it's bubbling. And it just looks so good when you do that. So I always like to put cheese on my casseroles. And you don't have to put very much. It's just a cup, so it's not that much. So I'm going to put it on there. There we go. And this is what you have. And I'm going to put this in a 350 oven. And I'm probably going to cook it for maybe an hour. I'm going to watch it because it may just be 45 minutes. But, because everything's done. All I'm wanting it to do is just bubble up. And just have that beautiful bubbling that says, okay, I'm ready to eat it now. And that's where I'm headed. So I will come back when this is done and show you what I have. And I'll also tell you how long it took me to make it. So I'll be back in just a few minutes, several minutes, I guess. So I'm back with my best ever hamburger casserole. And it really is. And this is what it looks like in 45 minutes. Does that not look awesome? And I asked John, I said, "Are you ready for some?" And he said, "You betcha." So I guess John is wanting to try the casserole. So here we go. We'll pull this out and see what it looks like. Oh my goodness. Looks so good. I love cream sauces. And that cream cheese, oops. That cream cheese just made the best looking cream sauce. Look how good that looks. And like I said, there's no way that John and I can eat this whole thing. But when it's cooled, you can make portions, put it in bags, freeze it, and then it's great to just pull out for a snack, or like you work all day out in the garden, you're working with your chickens, you're doing all this stuff, and you don't have time to cook. It makes a great way to eat without having to cook. And I have to say, I've got to show my shirt. This is the sweetest shirt. My precious niece, Kathleen, made this shirt for me because she knows what a sucker I am for chickens. And I am so proud of this shirt. Thank you, Kathleen. And I just want to show it off. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. And I would love for you to come back and visit with me again. Bye.